There you go. Alrighty, guys, how's everyone doing today? My name is Chris Allen from Chris Allen BGC, owner of the Gauntlet, co-conspirator on the Wandering Legends podcast. With me today, we have Steven, aka poketechnician, and we're doing a BGC Team of the Week. Steven, go ahead and say hi.
Hey guys, what's up? I am happy to be joining Chris again. We did the single side on my channel yesterday, and today we're recording a VGC Team of the Week. So
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. So for this team, we basically have two Pokemon. That's it. Uh, I am not going in. I haven't even thought of for sure what I want the items to be. All I know is one move and what the role is and the benefits of said move. And we're going to show you guys, how to team build from scratch, basically, because that's all it is. You have an idea. Now you got to make it work. And so we're going to be doing this. And this is going to be Players' Cup official. So we're going to make it ready for the Players' Cup. So that's going to be the goal with this. As I'm building it, I'm going to make it something that you guys can use in the Players' Cup. There'll be a rental code provided, and there's going to be a separate video with me using the code on cart on the Master Ball ladder as well. So be sure to check that out to see more matches on cart with this team being played. And with that, we're just going to go right into it. All right. So as everyone can see here, we have our two Pokemon that we are using. It's going to be Crocodile or Crocodile. I don't know, but however it's said. Is it Crocodile or Crocodile?
it's Crocodile. Crook.
Okay, Crook.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's a bad boy.
Exactly.
And Urshifu. So the reason for this, for anyone who doesn't know, Urshifu gets Anger Point. So if this Pokemon gets hit by a critical hit, his attack is raised 12 stages. Let's just say max attack, right? Urshifu has a guaranteed critical hit move and a decent speed tier to get it off. So first things first here, when you come up with an idea, the first thing you want to do is you just want to look at what your damage is to yourself when you're proccing anything. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to plug in our game over here, a blank set for Urshifu and a blank set for Croc. We're going to change the level to 50. Always important, guys, make sure. It's one of the things I do not do all the time and always forget. Now, the thing is I do want to run my Urshifu at max attack and max speed, and I'm going to throw the 4 in HP. I'm going to run Adamant for the more attack. For the ability,
It only gets one ability, so that's nice.
I wish, the one thing I do wish is that like they had it where it was only the set ability. Like
where it was only what?
Like where it's only, for example, Unseen Fist, not like everything.
Oh yeah, I know exactly.
So we're not worried about the item right now. We're not worried about that. And the first move, the only move we really need to test and look at for this first time being, is going to be Wicked Blow. That's his guaranteed crit move.
Yep.
Wicked Blow. And wrong thing. Crocodile. Oh, not. Yeah, I guess
not choice band though.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. We're not worried about the item right now.
It did. It put its level back to 100 though.
Did it? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're going to look at this here. So a Wicked Blow in the Croc is going to do about 39 to 46%. But I am not going to run max attack on this version because we're raising the attack by 12 stages. No point to max it out, right? We can now use this as a reasoning to actually buff up its defensive side as well as some of its other stats. So we're going to go ahead and start plugging numbers here, and we're going to look for something that we really want to see. So
okay, you'll want to change the attack EVs to 0 instead of 50.
And Wicked Blow for defense now. One item I really did think about on him just to make him is an Assault Vest. So I'll go ahead and plug that on just because that's kind of what we might run on him. Assault Vest healthy. We're going to run Jolly for the speed increase.
Oh, you might want to change. I don't know if the intimidate ability is affecting the calc right now or not, too.
Anger point.
Nope. Okay.
All right. So as you see, we have 252 in speed. We're going to go plus speed nature. The reason for this is we want to move, but we also want to make sure we're underspeeded to our Urshifu. So this is why I do this first. So we're at 158, you're at 149 on Urshifu. So this means we're going to need to lower our speed because we want to move after the Wicked Blow. So because of this, we're going to go 176. Okay, this is speed creeping 101. We are literally moving exactly after Urshifu with this nature and the speed. So now we're going to start plugging in numbers for everything else. So let's look at 100 physical defense. Wicked Blow is going to do 17%. Let's go back to Team Builder. I like to kind of plug and play as I do it. So we know for our speed, we know we need 176 for sure. And we know we want to be a plus speed nature. Not timid though. Where am I looking at? Jolly. There it is.
Here's a question, and I'm not 100% sure. If you're on Team Builder on Showdown here, and you go to what format you want to play, and you put VGC, will it automatically set the levels to 50?
It should actually, I believe.
You might want to, yeah, you might want to do that just for ease of, not having to change everything manually that way.
So
it doesn't look like it did it.
No, it did not. So, well, we can leave their levels here at 100.
Yeah.
That's not going to affect it too much. It's mainly just over here that I'm worried about as far as the calcs. What else was I going to do? Okay, so we're at 100 on defense as of now, and we are at 176 there. So we have 232. We are running an assault vest, so we don't need to invest too much. So we can invest, let's say, 40 for now in the special defense. Plus the assault vest gives them a lot tanky. Now we're looking at it, and Wicked Blow is doing about 17 to 21. I'm not a fan of that. I'd rather get it to do a little bit less. So let's look at 150 here. 16 to 20%. As we see, that's not too bad. If we did do 200, it's not going to do too much more, right? Look at that. It's a 1% difference, not even 0.9. So there is no super huge benefit for going there. So we're going to drop it back to our 150 we had on. Keep 150. Now we have 142. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and throw 120 in HP. And I'm going to bump this here up to 64. And this is going to be our IV spreads on Crocodile. And let's give him his nickname, Bandit. Like Bandit Keith, my dude. All right, so now that we look at this, we can say, okay, so Wicked Blow is going to do, it's not doing too crazy to us. 15 to 18 now with that HP investment. And we're running 64 on special. So let's go ahead and plug that in. All right. And 64, 150, 120, 176, 64, 150, 120. And so basically what this is going to mean, guys, is on Dynamax or on Dynamax Crocodile, which she is one of my max candidates for this team, we are going to do 15 to 18% on a roll, which means 1/5 roughly. It's a 6-hit KO. You're not doing too much of a chunk out of yourself, which is great. That's exactly what you want. You don't want to chunk yourself too much. And you're going to max your attack, which means you're killing something on turn 1, unless it has a sash, which the benefits of this team, Rockfall, boost your defenses even more, and it takes care of the sash for you and breaks the potential on the other mon if it has a sash. So that's going to be one of the moves we know we want. So now we're going to come back here. Now we're going to look at the moves on Crocodile. So I always like to think, okay, I know I'm going to throw the assault vest on it. So let's go ahead and plug that. We got our EVs on our first Pokemon done. It is shiny because it has to be always.
Oh, yeah.
No point in not making it shiny.
Such a beautiful
And
shiny mon.
it is. I love any of the brownish gold, but I also like when the shiny's different than like if it's a blue and then it's a different shade of blue,
Wow.
you know. But when it's like red and black to like this gold brown, I'm like, yes, let's do it.
For sure.
All right. So now that we have crocodile, we're going to go ahead and start looking at our move set. So because we are running assault vest, we're not going to run protect on it. We're not going to run some stuff. Uh, rock slide. Once again, it's a max candidate. Outside of max, rock slide is pretty great in VGC. Hits both Pokemon. Covers a lot of your birds really well. And has flinch chance, which is fine. We're speed creep just enough to outspeed a good chunk of the meta because we're running right behind Urshifu. So we're fine on speed tier to run Rock Slide here. Now for our next move. I want a fighting attack. So I am going to run close combat for our fighting on him. Now this benefit here is once his attack is maxed, he can now raise Urshifu's attack for subsequent turns to allow Urshifu to help you and the rest of your bench when it comes into play. The reasoning for this is Max Knuckle is a crappy max move originally at a base 90 compared to the rest, which are like 120 to 140 depending on the move. This is base 90. So you're losing a lot, but because you're going to be max attack when you use it, you're making up for that. And now you're raising Urshifu over here, who can now sucker punch for a priority hit. He can wicked blow if he remained healthy. So it covers a lot of your bases as far as supporting the mon next to it and setting up a second sweeper option for you. So if they're focusing on a croc now, the other mon's doing work too to help out. And so it really helps alleviate the pressure of one Pokemon having to carry the match, which is very important in VGC doubles.
Definitely. I know that we're going to be slapping a ground type move on there.
Yep, we're going to run a ground and a dark.
Yep.
The dark is mainly because of things such as Specteers become really crazy. You might see a Dusclops, and you'll need to make sure you have something to hit it very well. Other things such as Indeedee leads with Follow Me. Make sure make sure we kill it. Thankfully, it would actually take the Wicked Blow too. So just a nice little double tap. And so now for our ground move, you can run Earthquake here. I think Earthquake's fine actually, just because once again it is going to mostly be maxed.
Right.
Urshifu, we are going to go. Let's do this. I'm not sure on Urshifu's item, so we're going to skip that for now, but we will go ahead and plug in his moves. Basic set here. We're going to run the close combat. We're going to run the sucker punch for priority.
Wicked blow.
Wicked blow to set it up. And now for the last move, detect or protect. Always needed on him. You can get cheeky with coverage, but to be honest with you, if in a 4v4, your coverage should be elsewhere. You should be using him with what he's going to hit the best with. And we are running him.
And the thing about Urshifu is a lot of the time the Wicked Blow is going to do just as much damage as any coverage move would anyways.
Yeah, because the guaranteed crit. So, and because the way we're running our set, why procking us up here, we're still hitting we're still max attack and max speed. So we're still doing just what it always does. We're just turn one setting up its partner to play.
Yeah.
All right. So now for this next step, the one thing I personally like to do is now I go over here to Picoletics. Very good for anyone when you are team building. I always have 3 tabs and I bounce between all 3. This one here is mainly going to tell us our meta currently as far as showdown ladder, what we're seeing a lot of. So just looking at the top 6, a lot of Urshifu, a lot of Finny, a lot of Regieleki, a lot of Kartana, a lot of Incineroar, and a lot of Glastier. These are our top 6 right now in the meta. When we look at that, they're all 20 to 38%. So this means we need a counter for Urshifu on our team. We want something that's going to counter Urshifu Dark. One thing to remember, Dark type, he is going to be immune to Psychic. So he's also super weak to Fairy. So we're going to want to add a Fairy type Pokemon on our team to counter that. So Fairy types here, one thing you can do if you're never sure, you can always filter Fairy type. This will let you kind of look and see You got to remember certain things. Dancia is not VGC. And Tapu Fini is probably your best option right now. You could also consider stuff like Grimmsnarl, able to hit and to play support for you, depending on the set you run. Whimsicott, also a nice one, can work in multiple things. But we are going to go Tapu Fini for now. With Tapu Fini, I personally like to run a wrong berry. Uh,
Which what are you trying to alleviate?
blueberry.
What? Orin? What does it do?
Health.
Oh, citrus, or is it like a wiki or a
Wiki, there we go.
wiki? Yeah.
That's it. It matches his color scheme.
Nice. Yeah. Not anymore.
It still does. The black, light blue, the purple, it still kind of matches.
It goes together.
All right. And now with Finney, you have two options personally. You can run either a defensive bulky set, or you can run your full offense set, kind of come out, be able to hit things, not mint speed. Personally, I think for this team as of now, as we're looking at it, we do want to counter some Urshifu, so we do want to have defense in. We do want to make sure we prevail. And the other thing to remember is Rillaboom is also another Pokemon we want to watch for, right? We have a ground type, and now we're adding Finny. So we are going to be weak to Rillabooms as we move on. So that's going to be the first thing we look at. For Tapu Fini, the one that I've been running the most is 244 HP, 12 physical defense, 196 special attack, 4 in special defense, and 52 in speed. This is just a speed creep, some slower stuff. And then I've been running mine as modest. This basically enough defense to get you through things. This will survive. Now we're going to go over here and we're going to look at that exact mon that we just talked about with Rillaboom. Rillaboom will do a choice band set against us. Tapu Bulu is the number one option. That's crazy.
It's probably alphabetical.
I would hope so.
It is, I'm pretty sure.
Just a little late on that, Tapu Bulu.
Well, you put Coco in.
Blank set for Finny. Remember to reset our levels. And the reason I'm doing Choice Band Rillaboom is this is a worst case scenario team build. You want to know exactly what you're going to have to see and what you might see. So let's just double check. We're going 24. We have 12 physical defense. We have 196 and 4 for special attack and special defense, respectively. And for speed, we are going to run 52. Yep. 52. And we are modest. And we're not worried about the ability. So you're not Dynamax.
Oof.
All right.
Yeah.
So when we look at this is why it's important. Normally, I know not to let the Grassy Glide hit me. But in this, because we do have now two mons that are going to be weak to Rillaboom, we want to make sure and kind of see if we can do anything to survive it. So one thing I could do, we can look for the berry to switch, and we could run a berry to handle grass attacks, right? That's one item that we're able to do. This lets us have one Rillaboom avoidance for why we can pick up the kill with something else. Remember, Urshifu's still here. Krokorok can do a lot of damage to it. So that's the first thing we're going to look at. Grassberry is what, Steven?
A Rindo berry.
Rindo, good job. That was on our thing last week, huh? So you look, Rindo Berry does let us now survive Grassy Glide. Woodhammer is the one move that you can kind of ignore here right now. I only know that because I've been playing the meta. A lot of Rillabooms are running mint speed at the moment, especially if they're, and this is choice band too. We're not seeing a lot of choice bands because people do want to be able to switch their moves, have the fake out pressure. But this is, once again, worst case. Worst case with that Rindo Berry, it's now a 2-hit choice band Grassy Glide KO with a max attack, max speed. So I'm fine with that. That tells me that I can risk letting him get one Grassy Glide into me. I don't want to, but I can risk it. So we're going to look at our moves here. Always run and protect. This is to help alleviate that grassy glide stress a little bit as you can. For your second move, I personally prefer Moonblast. You can also argue Dazzling Gleam. Uh, I just prefer the hit a little bit harder. Being a spread move, it does hit a little weaker. Um, I'd rather pick up one kill than chip two things, you know. Next up, we want our Muddy Water. Always run Muddy Water on this thing. Accuracy is not the greatest at 85. It is a dual hit, but it has that added effect now of lowering accuracy. So you get that dual hit, you start lowering accuracy for your opponent.
Anything can
That's
happen.
that's the meme play, right? Like I played and I had a Tapu Fini the other day, and I got a couple Muddy Waters off back game. I'm up against Celesteela and something else, right? And all I had was Tapu Fini and Rotom. So I protect Muddy Water, nasty plot Muddy Water, protect Muddy Water. End up getting 3 on one, 2 on the other, 2 accuracy drops on both Pokemon. They started missing, and now Rotom was able to just boom, boom, boom. And now I can reverse and protect with Finny while they're targeting Finny, scared of the Muddy Water. So now for our last move, here you can run a couple things. You can use an ice move. You could use another water move. You could use Dazzling Gleam here. You can use Protect. You can run Calm Mind sets. Personally, I do like Calm Mind. Odds are you won't need it with this set because we are already pretty high in special, but it's a nice back game. If it's 2-2, maxes are done, and you're both kind of playing that stall game, start throwing some calm minds up, especially, in that back game, and get yourself to where now you can break through their wall.
I'm interested to hear what you're thinking of for another partner for this, because Tapu Fini, when you told me about the Crocodile and Urshifu combo, I immediately thought Tapu Fini, of course. Especially, I thought Grimmsnarl too. It's funny you mentioned it, but you don't want another fairy weak fairy type because you already have Urshifu weak to fairies too.
Yeah, that's why. And like I said, with Grimmsnarl, it works, but being weak to steel, being weak to poison, being weak to fairy, you're adding a lot more to have to counterplay with your back three.
And then if you have like a powerful fighting type coming at you too, then all three of your mons would be, well, it's neutral to fighting, but the other two are weak to fighting. So
Exactly. So that's kind of why we went Finny. And like I mentioned to you when building this team is I'm going to build this team as a Players Cup round 1, round 2, and round 3 idea. So I'm using legendaries that I can swap out. So like I can easily pull Finny off the team and plug in Primarina if we do get a restricted format for stage 2 or stage 3, like what they had when they changed the format going into stage 2 this past one. So that's the other benefit of Finny here is Primarina also subs in really well, same typing.
it can literally run almost the same move set. Yeah, it can. Does it get Muddy Water?
No Muddy Water. So, but you still run
Hyper Voice.
Yeah, you run Hyper Voice in place of Muddy Water. You lose the accuracy, but you're still hitting hard. Calm Mind, Moonblast, Protect. You could also opt to throw Energy Ball on there.
Ice move, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, so you get a lot of coverage. So now, looking at the team, we're going to go back over here. We counter this, okay? So now we want Regieleki. We can counter. We have a Pokemon that is immune to Regieleki and hits Regieleki. So we're not too worried about that. Now we're going to look Incineroar. We're countering, right? Fenny can handle Incineroar pretty well. You look at Glacier, right? Glacier's going to be weak to a few things. And Kartana and Glacier share a weakness. So this tells us what type we want to go next. That means we want to put a fire type, right? We throw one fire type. Now we have an answer to 2 of the other top 6 while plugging in to handle what we're already weak to, which is a Rillaboom. So go here. Like I said, if you're ever unsure, hit that fire button. Let it tell you some options to run. So with this team, I'm making it kind of a dual format. I want to run it with this mainly with Bandit but we are also going to have a second option. Bandit and that might not always be the best matchup, so you always want to prepare that second stage that your team can do, especially with BGC. You want to be able to run your team in 2 to 3 different modes effectively. Um, so we're looking here. We want a fire type. Uh, oh man, I kind of
I haven't seen
like
anything interesting here so far.
honestly, we have 2 options. So we can squeeze a Cole onto this team.
A Cole.
Yeah, we can use Colossal. We don't have our policy used. It gives our opponent another option to prepare for in team preview. Um, and we would have to bring Dragapult along. But I'd be fine with Dragapult because, I mean, it's a second fairy weakness, but we do have 2 things that are checking fairies.
Yeah, I
The
can see
other
that.
option is Incineroar we can bring in.
I wouldn't recommend Incineroar in this situation, probably.
But he doesn't put enough offensive pressure. So we could also go 1, 2, 3. I got 3 spots on the team left. What do I?
I'm almost looking at like maybe Arcanine as an option. What else? Cole. Cole is an interesting thought. Rotom Heat, good thought too.
I don't know. I think Rotom he could plug in pretty well here. Levitate gives us a ground switch in with Croc turn 1, because they can always max Quake with the Crocodile in front of them. So that gives us the option of having that Levitate switch in for long game plays. It can nasty plot set up next to Finny. It's a pretty good combo. Having Levitate, it also is immune to the ground, so Glacier can't hit it with that. Has to hit it with a Steel or an Ice move, which means not very effective. So you're safe to nasty plot in front of the Dynamax Glacier. I think that's a good play for now.
I think so too, and it's always nice to have that electric coverage.
That's
if
true.
you can fit it on the set.
All right, so Rotom Heat. My set for Rotom, for almost every Rotom I ever use, is a set that me and Peter actually built. It was inspired by another Pokemon player, Joe X9. It was a similar set to what he uses, with a little twist. Basically, almost 244, going almost max HP, 116 in special attack, because we are going to have Nasty Plot here to boost that special attack. 132 for speed, and we are going to run it as a timid for the extra speed boost, lower physical attack, which we don't really need. HP, yep. And we already know we want Nasty Plot here. With Nasty Plot, I also almost always carry Protect exclusively. Overheat hits super hard. Nasty Plot helps, balances each other out. And now for our electric type move, Thunderbolt. Oh, not Thunder.
No. You'd like to hit your moves, probably.
Yeah, we want to hit it. So the item for him, there's a couple different things you could run. You can run a safety goggles to avoid any sleep cheese stuff. That's always safe on him. Right now in the meta, though, if we look, there is really nothing hitting a lot of sleep.
Is a Moongus up here somewhere? Probably. Oh, Venusaur would be the first thing. Yeah.
I guess we do have Venusaur.
More of a sun
in the
sweeper,
top
though.
20. I've seen him run it though with like using the sleep move still. If the lead's good, because that's just their max guard.
Right. True that.
Let's see.
There's a Moongus.
Okay. About at 30. So yeah, let's use safety goggles. I think, and we can always come back and change this. It's not a locked item, but we're going to throw it on there just for now. Uh, all right. So now here's our typings that we have. We have ground dark, fighting dark, fairy water, fire electric. What's the type that you think we need to add, Steven?
Um, I would probably go with a steel.
Yeah.
Here, I think you're and a steel that comes to mind is exactly Celesteela, for sure. Definitely going to alleviate any ground weaknesses that you might have once had. There was no weakness, but otherwise, it can take a lot of hits that your team is kind of weak to. Things like oh, rock type attacks, of course. Grass type attacks actually hit your Feeny and your Crocodile pretty good too.
Yep.
Those Kartanas and Rillabooms. This thing's really good against Rillaboom, actually. That's what I like about it.
And the other benefit is it being, and it has really cool shiny. But yeah, the other benefit with Celesteela too that I thought of is that flying type means that it's safe to be there if Croc's still earthquaking away after a
Yep.
max potential. Um, so for Celesteela, Beast Boost is what you're going to run. Uh, Pokemon's highest stat is raised by 1 if it attacks and KOs. Celesteela doesn't it have 2? I'm forgetting. I think it has 2 different ones, right?
Two different what?
So like you can raise special attack or
You can boost any of those middle stats, anything except
yeah,
for speed.
yeah, because the speed just isn't getting there.
Right.
Let's see. What do I want to do? First of all, items. We have an assault vest. We have our Rindo. We have the safety goggles. So Celesteel's items.
Probably lefties, you would think. It's always a good option.
Leftovers.
You can run, I mean, if you're going to try and go for like a more offensive set, you could go like weakness policy or something like that.
And now let's go. It's getting a 113. And by the way, I'm doing this all off the books, guys. So I know there's some pauses here and there, but it's because, like I said, we wanted to show you like how we team build normally, right? This is pretend the camera's not here. This is how it would be, right? You're just sitting here and you're just thinking different scenarios and kind of picturing how you want it to work.
Yeah. Oh, the other cool thing about this mon is that it can work against things like Glastrier too. I don't know about doubles, but I've seen a lot of like 2 attacks, leech seed, protect type stuff. And the other cool setup option it has is autotomize with the weakness policy.
It also does get Meteor Beam, so we could totally White Herb it as well.
You could do that too. And
So
that allows you to invest pretty defensively too.
I think I like that just because if we, with something like weakness policy, especially because once again, we're looking multiple stages, guys. So in best of threes, once someone knows what has a weakness policy, usually they're going to avoid activating that policy till it's a kill. So with something like this, if we go weakness policy, even if we invest defensively, once we get to the best of 3 scenarios, people are going to know you're going to hit it with neutral, and you're going to get it to a point where now you're killing it, or you're going to, fake tears and kill versus try and go for it without it. So I do like White Herb just because with White Herb, it lets us do the Meteor Beam. That's a nice rock attack. Hits it, raises our special, hits hard. Then, we have the Automize to boost our speed as well. And with Beast Boost, we'll be boosting even more.
Yeah, and the cool thing is, whenever you can control your own stat boosts, you generally want to do that. So it's nice to be able to make it activate when you want to. And Meteor Beam is good coverage for those fire types too that might want to do something to Celesteela in the long run.
I'm going to run Modest with best just enough to get this to be the highest stat. That'd be wonderful. Oof.
You don't have to worry about HP. You know that, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, I was just raising this to just speed creep and make sure we're right above every other stat.
Well, the HP doesn't matter because you can't boost your HP, so it can be below the HP.
Oh, that's right. Okay. So let's actually lower this now. We're gonna do 200 plus for now. Special defense, physical defense, both of those. Let's go.
That's so funny. I just tried to click that away because I thought it was on my on my screen.
All right, so 120 in both special defense and physical defense. 167 special attack.
That's pretty solid.
Celesteela, blank set. Let's look. We invested 200 and we're modest in special attack. 200 nature, modest, and so when we Meteor Beam, it's going to raise our special attack by 1 stage. So basically, that's one of the things to look at and kind of see what your special attack is truly going to be. Special attack after Meteor Beam is going to be 330.
Pretty honky.
It's gonna hit pretty hard.
Oh, you're at level 100, by the way.
Good eye. So that brings it to 167 special attack base. Why did it not change? Hold on. +1.
That's interesting.
So 196 is what we're gonna do. It's because the 4.
Yeah.
So now we'll go 72 in HP then. And that still puts us at the same exact. And all right, I think Celesteela is good to go.
Looks solid, yeah.
Let's see, Flamethrower, the hand of the grass types, is the second option. The other benefit with that is you're weakening water type attacks, which will hit Rotom, will hit Bandit by setting up the Sun. Flash Cannon, solid steel type move. Both of those can hit those 2 things we're worried about in Kartana and Glacier. Tapu Fini covers Incineroar. So we checked all these guys pretty much. Now let's kind of look at the next, couple ones and just kind of look through and see if there's anything we can't handle. We see Lando here. We can take care of Lando pretty well.
Fini does that job, okay, yeah.
Porygon 2, Urshifu, close combat. That'll do about, I think, 75 to 80 on a roll off the top of my head, depending on the investment. So you double into it, you're fine. Rillaboom, we're fine. Torkoal, as long as we have speed control, we're fine. Rotom Heat, Dusclops, Dragapult, we're fine against Dusclops. We're semi-fine.
We should be pretty
Nihilego,
good.
Venusaur. So as you see, this team now handles the majority of the stuff, right? But we still need a 6 Pokemon. So for our 6 Pokemon, there's a couple different options we could go here. We could bring in another hard hitter. We could bring in something to have fake out pressure. We could bring in something with priority. We can bring in something for speed control as another option, or we can bring in another pair to pair with what we already have to make them a little bit more dangerous.
My inclination in this situation is to go with something that's more of like a support mon, I would feel like. Dusclops, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess this is probably more where your knowledge would come into handy because I'm thinking of something that can maybe follow me, support, or something like that. Because you do have some setup options on this team with Rotom and Celesteela.
Yeah, we could bring in Ndidi with Follow Me, Helping Hand, uh, Expanding Force, and a 4th move. That's an option here.
The only bad part about that is if you're trying to sucker punch, but I mean, yeah, otherwise it's pretty decent.
Yeah, that would be really good. Just, yeah, you do have to remember Dusclops, Ally Switch Cheese, Paint Split to kind of bounce back different your HP and their HP. We don't have anything with a weakness policy, so no need for any bulldoze stuff. Trick Room, the counter Trick Room. And so, yeah, we're gonna go in DD here, I think. Mainly because I want to imprison on my team. Basically, we have Celesteela can kind of operate in Trick Room a little bit, but it's still going to get outclassed by stuff like the Glacier and most of your majority Trick Room sweepers. Rotom and Finny both function decent in Trick Room. They're both mid-tier people, not our Rotom, but Finny still is. So we're going to go with this just for imprison, shut down Trick Rooms. Also, guess what? Shuts down opponents from Follow Me. Really viable because that's an annoying move. So imprison, Follow Me.
Have to run Trick Room then if you want to stop Trick Room.
Helping Hand and Trick Room. Oh wait, it doesn't.
Oh, this one doesn't get Trick Room.
That's right.
Just only Male gets Trick Room, huh?
And Male doesn't get imprisoned.
Yeah.
So never mind. I mean, I guess
you can run the Dusclops, I suppose. You're not really, I mean, yeah, it's not going to add any huge weaknesses for your team. You've already covered Dark and Ghost really well. I do kind of like the idea of Bronzong too, but not with Celesteela already there, especially.
I'm just double checking, making sure there's nothing I really want to finish this off. What? Yeah, let's just go Dusclops for now.
Yeah.
Eviolites, Frisk. This is mainly the best thing to do because you can scope out the opponent's items. We're going to run Trick Room for reversing. Imprison for shutting it down. Pain Split for annoyance. And Nightshade. And honestly, I could drop Imprison and just play reverse Trick Room and alternate with Protects. For anyone who wonders, that is something you can do. but also it's not like the most needed. Because you definitely have to fit Nightshade. So you could like drop Imprison and throw Ally Switch on here, for example. But we're going to leave that as is for now. Double check that we have every item. All of our EVs are
I think
entered on
Urshifu needs an item
everything.
still.
And he does. And we'll go Focus Sash. We'll have to remember because, with our sand, so we don't want to use it too carelessly, but it does guarantee if the opponent's faster, we still get the hit.
Right.
And now, guys, we are going to run about 3 matches real quick with this team and just see how it goes. And this is the other part. So
did you EV Dust Clubs or Dust Skull or Dust Clubs?
Yeah.
You did, okay.
Yeah, basic EVs, a little more physically defensive, light on the special defense, EV light, and then max HP.
Right. Simple spread, yeah.
All right. So for our first team here, we have Comfey, weakness policy proc onto either the Zapdos or Tyranitar, Dracovish, Sand Rush, because we see both of those. So we know it's going to be a Sand Rush team in Duraludon. So what we're going to do here is...
There's that Venusaur too.
we want to get rid of Dracovish early.
Yeah, you're bringing your fairy. There's no doubt about the fact that you're bringing your fairy this game.
And then I'm going to run...
Selly does okay here. Let's see.
So I'm thinking Rotom and Finny just because I really do think you go Sand Lead. So I can protect Moonblast just to get around that. Celesteela does really well here. And
I mean, you really want to fit that Crocodile Urshifu,
I know that's the only bad thing. So let's go. You know what? Let's just play around it. First game, we're going to see what our opponent does, and we'll see how bad this goes. So they don't bring the sand. They go Zapdos Comfey. So this is probably going to be maybe, I don't know. It could be a weakness proc. That is possible. I'm going to go ahead and fully expect that they're going to do some stuff here. We're going to go ahead and just test out the whole reason we built the team.
He's going to double into your Urshifu, isn't he? Or do you think he's going to proc his weakness policy?
I think he maybe procs his weakness policy with a Draining Kiss, especially if he maxes.
Yeah, that makes sense now. Yeah.
Yeah. What is he going to do? A max Knuckle? I'm fine with that.
Oof. Nice.
Defiant. We live our hit at least. We're max attack.
Cool.
I rockfalled your bird. You lived it. But
the really great thing, though, is that Urshifu's still around.
Now here's where it gets really nice. What are we going to do? We're going to go ahead and max Knuckle in the Comfey. It's not going to do a lot, but it's going to help set up our other guy. We're going to go ahead and just Sucker Punch the Zapdos. Pretty defense. He airstreamed.
Oof, yeah.
So that didn't work out. Oh, well.
I'm not sure about that play. Yeah, I don't know. I probably would have attacked into the Zapdos.
I should have, but I totally did forget about Floral Healing.
Yeah.
What do I want to do? Floral Healings. He's going to do that again.
You got to bring in Celesteela, yeah.
Yeah. And now we will. I'm probably going to die.
Be interesting to see what he brought in the back here.
Max guard. Good play.
Okay, good play. Why didn't your white herb activate? Because it's not power. It's white herb, not power herb. You got the wrong herb.
Okay.
That's actually kind of funny though, because he went max guard.
It didn't play
So
around
yeah,
it.
so that's kind of nice actually.
I mean, because then I would have wasted my herbs. So
Because your Celestial is still gonna live the turn.
2.5 attack, 2 special attack, 1.5
Okay,
speed.
maybe he takes you out. I don't think so though.
That's really cool though, because I actually have not seen weakness policy Zapdos yet.
Really?
$1.48%.
Okay, protect. Blaze kick. Oh, never mind. Okay.
Blaze kick. All right. So that's a GG.
That's a GG. Go back and fix your item. I totally missed that. That was my bad. I should have known that. There we go.
Oh, he just said GG. Oh, well. Come on, buddy. You got it.
That's a 4-0.
No, he brave bred.
Oh yeah. Never mind.
He could have had a 4-0, but he took the 3-0.
Yeah.
All right. I forced something we shouldn't have forced, but I was really wanting to try and.
It actually was working out. It would have worked out okay, I think, if you had been able to get rid of the Zapdos that turn.
Yeah, pretty bulky on that. Dragapult, Coco, Goth, Lapras, Perish Trap combo, Milotic.
So here, you got to bring the Rotom. That's for sure.
Who do you lead? You lead Lapras. And Goth. Oh, you put me on a timer. You're a jerk. Okay. Coco. Let's go with these two. Let's go Lapras in the back, or Rotom in the back to cover because it answers a few things. I mean, Fang at least resist a couple of things, Freeze Dry, but Rillaboom and Coco. Celesteela, we're going to run Celesteela. All right, so we're going to look here, Lapras and Milotic. He was probably running competitive, hoping for Intimidate.
Yeah. Nice thing here is you'll be able to outspeed this combo. Should be able to, unless Milotic's like max speed. And even then, at max, you'll be able to take it.
Oh, I forgot the max. Oh, well.
Okay, well, you're going to get taken out by Milotic here, probably.
Coils.
Oh, that's not a good move, actually. Oh, what? No. Yeah, Max Darkness into Gothitelle and Wicked Blow into Milotic, right? Or wait, no. Maybe you should double Milotic.
One thing here is the fake out pressure from Goth. So hopefully it isn't a bandit. That was really great for us.
Yeah.
That was the thing. It was like I knew he was going to fake out. So I was just hoping he fakes out my threats.
Right. That worked out perfect.
Well, Wicked Blow did about 70%. So
yeah, Wicked Blow is going to, I mean, he can coil all he wants.
All right. And here's Coco. So we are going to go ahead and max Quake here. And we're going to Wicked Blow the Goth now.
Is he going DG? Is he gleaming here? Is that what's about to happen?
I mean, he might gleam, but I think there's a good chance he maxes.
Okay.
But
I see.
Goth uses protect. He U-turned out. Why would you U-turn? You don't have anything in the back. You protected in front of Urshifu. That's a double kill.
Oh no.
Oh, you sash. We're just gonna
Nice.
sucker punch
He
for the
sashed.
win.
Okay.
All
Yeah,
right.
easy.
Max
So
knockup
that
because
worked
it
out.
doesn't
This
matter.
combo worked out really great this game.
And this was a game that had, it has the Dragapult, it has the Rillaboom, it had the Lapras. All three are up
I
there
was
on our.
amazed not to see Rillaboom come. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he was just trying to force that Milotic competitive boost there.
Definitely.
And then Lapras because it's pretty bulky, but that's why thankfully we actually probably benefited not maxing because close combat does a little bit more.
Than the Knuckle would have.
Let's see here. Dusclops,
Celesteela is definitely coming.
Grimmsnarl lead.
Grimmsnarl lead. Okay. Dusclops or Sheath. And Feeny probably, huh?
Feeny takes out Mudsdale. It hits Grimmsnarl. It's weak to Zapdos.
It can deal with Glastrier to some degree.
To a little, I mean, it can
Or
kind of.
wait, does Glastrier run Assault Vest? Is that normal?
Sometimes it does. I'm assuming he's going to be weakness policy here.
Okay.
Or Life Orb. And it's really just down between these two. Rotom handles 1, 2.
Rotom handles
3.
everything but Mudsdale and Zapdos and Dusclops to some degree.
We're going to lock in Finny. I don't know if this is the best, but we do want to make sure we have something in the back to handle the Mudsdale. So,
right.
Babiri. Assault Vest. Berry. All right, so your Assault Vest. That's really cool to know. I don't get anything out of Imprisons yet. Do you? You max here, and
I'm probably going to. I almost would switch into Steel Eye. I feel like, right?
I kind of want to just chip with Nightshade, and then switch in the Steel.
Yeah. Nightshade makes sense for sure.
Let's see. Maybe he'll max Quake here.
Swagger
on tempo, max Quake. Okay.
Nice, perfect.
Nightshade, a little bit of chip damage, and it won't activate his. Thankfully on tempo here, so we know it's not stamina.
Right. Interesting.
So now what we're going to do is we are going to Nightshade again. What do I want to do? You're going to rock fall me. I'm just going to. I think I can Meteor Beam just for the chip damage, honestly.
You could. Is the Grimmsnarl going to switch or what? You got 5 seconds. Just click Mudsdale. Yeah.
He's going to keep swaggering.
Okay.
Probably
best that you chipped it then. It's the threat for sure. That does like nothing. Yeah.
Nothing.
Oh, Knuckle. Okay, that's going to be damaging. Yeah.
Okay. And
let's see what Grimmsnarl does. Oh, Grimmsnarl went. That's right. It swaggered. Okay. All right.
I kind of have a crazy play. I think I'm going to max Finny this game.
Yeah, that could probably work. Oh, he does switch out though. That sucks. That does really good damage still. Ooh. This is not good, but yeah.
So his max is done. We're going to go ahead and go to Urshifu for now because we want to get rid of Zapdos. We're going to go ahead and Wicked Blow, crit into Mudsdale, and I'm going to go ahead and.
You got Meteor Beam?
I mean, well, I've already used my herb, but Let's Wicked Blow the Mudsdale, and let's also Flash Cannon the Zapdos again.
Okay. Oh no!
uh,
Oh, it doesn't matter. Wicked Blow. It's okay. Not the end of the world. Oh.
And Finny.
Man, I almost feel like major regrets for not taking out that Grimmsnarl sooner.
I know Swagger surprised me. I haven't really seen Swagger Mudsdale in like 4 years.
I didn't even know that was a thing, but I don't play that much VGC, however.
Like in base Sun and Moon, it was a thing. Like when it first was a new Pokemon, but
like Klefki swaggering it or something weird.
like
Let's see.
Quake, Knuckle, Close Combat. You're pretty boosted.
Yeah. Oh, he switched. Okay.
Oh,
accuracy. No. No.
Lived on like 1 HP, literally.
That was rough.
GG. Oh man, that was
all right.
0.1%. And this will be the last one here.
Let's grab this another win here.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Speed Swapper Bombi and the Glastier is an option. Tapu with electric up front for speed control. Mimikyu, Trick Room, Clef, Follow Me, Conkeldurr, Flame Orb, Guts, Priority moves.
Dusclops with Trick Room might be able to do something here, actually. Let's see. You're definitely going to want the... Actually, this is tough. The Feeny, I think, probably is coming. Let's see.
Finny checks pretty well here. It only struggles against this.
Alecki, yeah. Which I guess you could bring Rotom in the back.
I think that's the play.
Yeah.
Just to put a lot of pressure on up front.
Yeah, it would either have to be Rotom or Dusclops, obviously.
Which, Dusclops does answer Trick Room, but with the Rabombi here, I think we might see Speed Swap, which is really cool because the only other time I've seen Speed Swap Glastier was they were using Pheromosa to swap speed.
Oh, yeah. Wow, that would be terrifying.
Well, it works because you're, Pheromosa has really great speed. You're giving it to, your Glastier. So it's moving second now most of the time. And then Pheromosa can still put out damage without its speed, whereas Rabombi can't too much.
All right, this is like the worst matchup ever for lead.
Bug Fairy fighting Max Knuckle probably doesn't kill me. Guts, so you're probably going to want to protect here. That could be possible.
I would be thinking maybe Max Rockfall into the Rabombi. Whew. Oh, man.
Speed swaps, Knuckles, Sash, that's fine.
That's cool, yeah.
That's really fine. We'll kill ourselves with the rocks, though. Rockfall. Yeah.
But it does give you a free switch, which is nice.
So, all right.
Cool.
You are Guts with the Flame Orb.
So the question is, did he bring Alecki in the back right now?
Clefairy.
Fairy, okay.
Tapu Fini. What do I want to do?
Probably. Oh, you didn't. Oh, duh. You didn't get the anger point activated. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a little unfortunate. Actually, it might have been better to activate the anger point than to attack into Conkeldurr, I'm almost thinking. Let's see. I mean, Max Quake is going to hit the hardest.
Yeah. We'll aim at the conch, though. It should follow me.
You could maybe start Calm Minding up here.
The question is going to be whether or not they have Thunder Punch. No.
Max Quake. Okay. All right.
What mood do they have that's Max Quake?
Does it not get EQ? It gets EQ.
Does it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it gets EQ.
We're seeing a lot of fun, weird teams tonight. I like this.
That is, yeah. There's been some unique teams for sure. Everybody's doing the same thing as us, I guess. I don't know.
Okay. Well, we don't kill Clefairy. We're gonna do this. We're gonna. I hate to give up my boost, but I'm hoping he max Quakes again. Which actually, you know what?
You got
All
5
right.
seconds. Yeah, the Calm Mind was probably a bad idea on my part. I don't know. Oof. That's pretty good damage.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's maybe a little bit too late here.
Well,
because he's gonna outspeed you, right?
yeah, he's gonna outspeed me.
Because of the speed swap.
So he should just close combat.
Yeah. Drain Punch. All right, well, got a little bit styled on. Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, about that.
At 0.29%, man.
Well, good players are always building to combat the current meta. So, I mean, if it works.
That's true. And the other thing to note is Showdown is a lot different than what you're seeing on Cart. Especially in the BGC side, it's weird because you'll see a lot more like draft teams being used on here or whatever it may be. Like I use my draft teams all the time on Showdown Ladder.
Yeah.
But overall, and this is the important thing. So we went 1-3 with these 4 matches we played tonight. But what were things that we struggled against? Fighting was a problem, right? So we can say, okay, what are we counter fighting with? How can we kind of adjust? One thing we could do is we can drop and change a move, change them on out, make a change to it. So we could say, okay, Celestial is probably not as needed as we were picturing. The switch in was cool for us. That helped once, but we have Rotom for that. As far as a steel type move, not as needed. Dusclops, we really didn't need either. So you just come back here, you guys plug and play. We know the 4 we want to keep. So it's all about finding those last 2 bench Pokemon. So you could say,
I think a Moongus would look really good here, actually. It covers the ground type we struggled with. It covers the fighting types we're struggling with.
Yep, Black Sludge. You have Spore for sleep if you're in a good position.
Don't use it in the Misty Terrain.
You have a Rage Powder for Follow Me. You can run do Sludge Bomb.
You're probably going to want a grass coverage.
And then
sure.
We'll do Energy Ball. Let's do. And for our last one, let's plug in a to be honest with you, Sand Rush, because if we're leading to set up Crocodile and we set Sand, we can bring Dracovish in the back as an option as well with a Weather Rush, allowing us a choice band max and get his speed off. And one thing to note is Sand Rush is going to go ahead and double your speed. So you want to make sure you still speed creep enough. So we can still go Max speed, that'll put us at 247, 14. So that puts us around 250. That puts us right under what band it was hitting. So we kind of know the speeds here. Choice band, Vicious Rend. Let's also run Ice Fang. Let's run Psychic Fangs for screens and Outrage for the final move. Now we are going to go ahead and let's do max attack, and we'll throw the 4 into HP. We are going to make him a plus speed nature, though. So we're going to do Jolly, plus speed minus special. This will put him at basically around 280. So he literally is right under our crocodile speed tiers. And just like that, you just adjusted a team and rebuilt it in about 5 minutes, countering some stuff you saw and being able to say, you know what, if I'm setting sand a lot, why don't I bring in something that benefits from in the back?
Yeah, even if you want to counter your opponent's sand, that's an option too, you know?
Yeah, make them scared to use it, and then you use it, you know?
Yeah, use it anyway, because it's going to hurt most sand teams.
And weather, I think, is going to be really prominent, especially sun. I think sun's going to be really big going into this Players' Cup. I've seen a lot of sun on cart lately, so having your own weather control, weather counter options is always a nice thing, especially because you could always lead Croc and a Moongus. You can't Rage Powder the Venusaur, but you could go ahead and Spore something, help pull some pressure off. Croc and set your rocks. You could also turn around and lead your Rotom, which will avoid the Earth attack from Venusaur. Venusaur is forced to use a poison or a grass move on Rotom Heat, which isn't very viable. There's a lot of options to counter Sun now, just by adding those two things. You can kind of work around that Sun a little bit. And that's how you team build for VGC, guys. It is a long process. Usually, honestly, like videos like this, we sped it up. But to be honest with you, for a team build, for me anyway, I usually spend like 3 days going back and doing what we just did, right? Is I'll play like 5-10 games, write down what I'm seeing, and then I'm going to go back in Team Builder and change it, edit it, and keep on adjusting it. So,
yep, exactly. It's a process. Don't get discouraged either. You know, you're gonna lose some matches. That's just the way it is. Just go back to the drawing board, and yeah, just be really analytical and assess what you can do to upgrade your defenses and offenses in a way that benefits the team.
yeah, and with that, guys, we're going to wrap up the video here. We went over the actual building process. Like I said, I will have another video of pure battles for this team, and it'll also be in the Wandering Legends podcast, a little bit of information. But we're going to have another video that just shows a bunch of battles and kind of talking more in depth on the actual matchups per se on cart. So we'll have that coming out. I plan to drop that. Probably by the 3rd or the 4th. So,
Sweet. Sounds like a good time.
all right. And with that, thank you, Steven, for coming on, man. Always a pleasure. Glad we got to do another one of these.
Yeah, I'm always glad to be here, man. And I'm sure I'll catch you guys around soon.
All right. And do.